22, and this is question 2. A gardener has a triangular flower bed, most unusual I think, ABC. He needs to use 7 grams of fertilizer for every metre square. Right, so metre square implies an area. Calculate how much fertilizer he needs. In other words, if I want 7 grams for every metre square, I better work out the area of this thing here. So let me just do it over here then. Area is not difficult. We're using the formula as follows. A equals half little a times little b times the sine of big C. So we've got here A, big C and B for argument's sake. So we've got half times 60 times 45 times the sine of 125. We can get this area in one go using our calculator. So 0.5 times 60 times, start again, the 0.5 didn't come out, so 0.5 times 60 times 45 times sin 125. Bam. I've got here, I'll do it here because it's darker, 1110, no, not quite right, read it again, 1105.8555, that'll do, 85526 I think, leave it there, that's good enough, and that'll be metre squares worth of flower bed, so multiply it by 7, so here we go, so we got 7 grams times 1105 spot 855, and that's going to give us, just times that by 7 quickly, that's going to give us 7,740.98 grams. So we're looking at 7.74 kilograms. I'm not going to waste time with that extra little dangly bit of gram thing there. So here we go, 7.74 kilograms worth of fertilizer, and it's worth. Now part B, the perimeter of the bed. We've just done the area, and that worked out to be, what was it now, 1105 etc. multiplied by 7.74 kilograms worth of fertilizer in there. Now the perimeter of the bed, well, the perimeter is the 60 plus the 45 plus this length BC yet to be determined. So quite straightforward really. The 125 degree angle is opposite the length BC, so that's like our A, so to speak, when using the cos rule. So if we go A squared or BC squared, let's call it A because I've already labelled it, A squared equals the other 2 squared, so 60 squared plus 45 squared, take away 2 lots of the others, multiplied by the cosine of 125 degrees. Alright, so that's that setup, and it's easy because I haven't got to bring anything to the left side at all. I'm just going to work out A squared and then press the square root button. So here we go, A squared is going to be 60 squared, so listen to me speak it, I won't have to write it all out. So 60 squared plus 45 squared, take away 2 times 60 times 45 times the cosine of 125. And again, calculators can handle it beautifully. I have got 8,722.312, that'll do, 7, and A on its own therefore is going to be the square root of that, 8722.3127. So A is going to be, just wait for it, 93.4 meters. So the perimeter is going to be, let's change colour, here's the punchline, the perimeter is going to be the 60 plus the 45 plus the 93.4, doesn't look much like a 3 does it, let's just change to 3, there you go, and let's just get our answer right now. So I've got that plus 60 plus 45, I have got 198.4 meters. That is the perimeter for the flower bed. If I decide to go for a little walk around the flower bed, that's what I've got to do, and walk 198, nearly 200 meters around the flower bed. This is question, not sure, question 3. Right, Alton or Alltown, it's all made up I think, is 5 kilometers from Croy on a bearing of 051, so it's 51 degrees in that direction. Broughton or Brufton, however you want to pronounce it, is 8 kilometers from Alton and 7 from Croy. Essentially they're describing this scenario here with bearings. Calculate the bearing of Broughton from Croy. Croy. Now, calculate the bearing of B from C, okay? B from C. Essentially, we want all this. But before we can work out all this, we need to know this angle right here. Alright? Now, I've called it X because we want to work out an angle. I've got 3 sides. 5, 8, 7. Now 3 sides, I can calculate any angle from 3 sides using the cosine rule. So I'm going to do just that right now. So let's have a look. Remember the angle goes at the end, and if this is the X we want to, well, if we want to work out this part actually, yeah, the X part, the whole bearing is in red, but the X part will be just the blue bit. And so the X goes with the 8 across there. So I've got to start by putting my 8 squared first. Alright? So 8 squared equals the other 2 squared. Take away 2 lots of the other 2, remember? That's how I teach it. Multiply the cosine of the angle that we want, called X. And once we've got X, we'll add 51 onto it. Now look, it's all on the wrong side, it's horrible. Remember, the way I taught it, you take this whole negative term next door and add it. And you can take this positive 8 squared next door and subtract it. So now I'm going to work down here on the wall. Going black, so it shows good what's going on. Right, 2 lots of 5 times 7 multiplied by the cosine of the angle that we're looking for, just brought it over, equals, well, I've got 5 squared plus 7 squared. Now take away the 8 squared. Let's work out the bits and pieces. So I've got here 10, so I've got 70 times the cosine of our angle is going to be, let's just work out the right hand side. I've got 25 plus 49, take away 81, no, 64, oh, so again, right, 25 plus 49, take away 8 8 to 64, doink, I've got 10. Right, so the cosine of angle X is going to be 10 over 70, which is something, that's 0.142857 whatever. So we get X on our own by going Shift Cos, and we've got our angle, haven't we? So without any further ado, Shift and Cos, because it's still in my calculator, doink, 81, okay, 81.78, 81.8 degrees. So therefore the bearing of Broughton from Croy is 81.8 degrees plus the extra 51. Alright? Here's our answer. 132.8 degrees. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a quick look again. The bearing of B from C. The bearing of B from C. Please note the language. B from C. So on all that, okay, all that, which I'm smudging nicely. Anyway, all that. So we work out the X first of all, just that little bit, and add it onto the 51. 132.8. That's a really nice question. Okay, so we'll stop the video there because it's getting a little bit long.